Hey guys, Jamie Rossi, seven-figure advisor. Just got a quick video for you today. And I want to talk about the number one most important thing for financial professionals, whether you're a life insurance agent, financial advisor, you might do some retirement planning, even get into the employer-sponsored plans and do life insurance and stuff like that. Listen, I've been in the industry over 10 years, and there's sort of this mantra that you have to work hard. You have to grind and grind and grind and work hard and work hard and work hard and work hard. And that's true to a degree. But if you're working really, really hard and you're not making any more money, or you're not in a better condition than you were last year, or the year before that, if you peaked off at $100,000 a year, or 250 a year, 300 a year, 500 a year, whatever you're making, if you've peaked off, then your efforts are not going to the right things. And there is no amount of hard work or grind or hustle that's going to get you through that. The most important thing in the industry, absolutely most important thing, is having the right information, taking the right steps. I could do a really simple analogy here and just talk about traveling to another place. Let's say you want to go on a road trip, but you want to go, say, from Los Angeles to New York, but you have no map. You have no idea how to get there. And you stop along the way and you talk to one guy and he says, I think it's that way, or I'm not sure, maybe you go this way or whatever. You would have a real heck of a time driving from LA to New York City if you didn't at least have some milestones along the way. That analogy works well in financial services, because when you start out, you have this goal and you see other people that are successful, and you know it can be lucrative, and you even got proof that people are really successful in the industry. So you have sort of this goal. You're like, I want to go to New York, but you don't have the milestones, right? You have to find that mentor or that group or that coaching or that training, that person that's 5 or 10 steps ahead of you that can help you articulate what it is you're doing, what's contributing to your success, what are the actions you need to take out, and then what are the actions you need to add in. Right? At the end of the day, there's really only a couple of different things that are going to keep you from getting from New York to LA, so to speak, or getting to your financial goals, your career goals, the time on the beach or the vacation, time away from the office, time with the family, whatever that is for you. There's only a couple of things that are going to hold you up. And another way to say that is, it's the things that you know, right, that are incorrect. So you think that 2 + 2 is 5, but it's actually 4, and you're operating on that day to day to day to day. That will keep you at that $100,000 threshold, at that plateau, at that level. And there are things so there's things that you know that are incorrect, right? And then there's things that you don't know. So you may not know what the square root of 2 is. And if you don't have that information and you sort of ignore it, brush it under the rug, kind of forget about it, and just keep on doing the things you're doing, you're not going to get from point A to point B. The road trip is no different than a goal for an analogy purpose in financial service. And this concept makes sense to you. Like if you're watching this video and you're like, this guy has no idea what he's talking about, just unfollow the channel and just forget it. Like, I can't help you. But if you're watching this and that really makes sense to you and that resonates with you, then, and you've been working hard and you've been hustling and you've been grinding and you're not making any progress, or maybe you made a little bit of progress, or maybe your product is really, really, really slow, that means it's not that you need more marketing. It's not that you need a CRM. It's not that you need different carriers or a sales process. You actually need somebody to tell you what is the thing that's going to get you to the next level. The information. You guys remember all those commercials from, the 80s or 90s, and they had a little rainbow across the screen and it would say, the more you know, right? And then we've all heard this expression, knowledge is power. Now, there are lots of organizations and IMOs in the industry that will recruit you. They say they provide training, and then they don't provide it, or they only provide it in the context of that little products and services that they offer. Maybe it's heavily life influenced or heavily annuity influenced. And that can get you so far. That can get you to a point, but there's an inherent conflict of interest, because when you work with those groups, if they're trying to sell life, and everybody needs an IUL and the most amount of premium and yada, 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 that's great for that organization. The organization can make a lot of money and you can make a lot of money. But when you go out in and start meeting with people and you have to act on that person's best interest and on their best behalf, then that does not align with what that organization is doing, right? So that could be a potential problem. Maybe you're just running up against offering the wrong things to the wrong people, or the wrong things even to the right people, right? You've got the right person, but you don't have anything else to offer them. So that's just one example of how, you can have the right tools. Now, listen, I can tell you exactly how to decide if you are the type of person that is capable of much more and able to do much more, but you're not quite getting there. And the way that I can tell you, the easiest way for you to identify it is the same way that I could identify that is when I first started in the industry, I was looking at some of the other advisors that I was working around, and I was looking at peers everywhere. And they were significantly more successful than me. They were making more money. They were doing better. They seemed like they were happier. But I always thought that I would be able to compete with those guys. I would look at some people, I would see them, and I was like, how has this guy got it figured out? Like, this guy's a knucklehead. How does he got it figured out, right? If that's you, if you're looking around and you're seeing like, hey, I know I can be successful. I know that I can outdo XYZ person just by observation, but you just don't know how. That is your clue that you need training. You need support. You need a mentor. You do not need leads. You do not need a marketing system. You don't need to spend dollars. You don't need referrals. You don't need a sales software. Those are the things that come secondary to it. If you don't know where you're going, putting the gas in your car isn't going to get you anywhere. It's just not going to get you anywhere, right? The marketing and the tools and the CRM and all that stuff comes in handy once you have a direction, once you have a battle plan, an XYZ 1, 2, 3. Now, the cool thing is the 7FA program has all of that. It actually has the coaching. We put you in touch with multiple advisors that are making multiple 6 figures, sometimes 7 figures in a year. Having those conversations, just having those conversations with some of the advisors on our program has helped them make an extra $20,000, $30,000 in their first week on the program. We have an organizational process, and we have a way to communicate with all your leads, organize your leads, set up pipelines, put up your website, filter everything into one centralized section. But we also have coaching on that. We also have direction on that, the way to put your gas in the tank on that, right? So if this video really resonates with you and that really makes sense, and you're not a part of the 7-Figure Advisor program, there is a link to check it out. Listen, you have nothing to lose. At the time I'm recording this, we're actually doing a money-back guarantee just to let you try it, just to let you sign up and try it. And we've had multiple advisors sign up for the program, and they have one conversation and they go, God, I can't even put a price on this conversation. It's so valuable because what it offers isn't something that you can just go and buy. You can't order it online. You can't place an order on Amazon and have it show up your door because you don't even know what it is you need. And it takes somebody that's been around longer, or that's had more experience, or that's more successful with an objective opinion without some bias about the organization or the agency or the IMO or the life insurance companies or their commission, which is why we have absolutely no downline recruiting. We don't have a dog in the fight. We don't care where you write the business. There's no requirement to write the business through us. We can make referrals if you're an orphan and you need one. But that's the type of coaching, that's the type of mentoring and the consulting and the training that you need so you can put the gas in your tank. You can drive from LA to New York, or you can go from where you're at right now to whatever your target is. And it might be 100,000. It might just be getting by. It might be 250,000. Listen, we've got guys on the program that are making very close to 7 figures every single year. And there's a lot of guys that are making 7 figures over a 12 to 18 or 24-month period. Easiest industry, in my opinion, to do that in, but you've got to have the direction. You've got to know where you're going. And if that seems like you, somewhere around the video, there is a link. You can check out the program, give it a shot. And if you're skeptical about that, all I want you to do is list out the options that you have right now. Literally take a piece of paper and write down, how are the ways that you can solve your problem? And if you take out that sheet of paper and you have no other ideas about how to solve your problem, you need to get some coaching. You need to get some consulting. It's all part of the program. Listen, there's no upsells. There's no gimmicks or tricks or whatever to get you in the program. The whole point of this program is to help every advisor succeed It's to stop the gatekeeping and give you guys all of the information that you need to be successful, because we believe, unlike some organizations, that there is enough success for everybody. Just because the agent next to me is successful, that doesn't take away my success or my ability to create income. It just creates for a better industry. Hopefully that makes sense. And again, if it resonates, somewhere around the video, there's a link. Check out the 7FA program. It's super cool. We put a lot of time and effort into it, and I'll see you guys soon.